Okay, so I think this needs to be talked about. Like, it's not never like talked about as a whole. I feel like, and it's just been really, really annoying me lately. It's just simple overview of it is just shipping in general. Okay, these people are really fucking stupid, and it's really annoying. Just the audacity on some people's part to say and do some of the things that they do to people who they've never even seen in real life. And I would just like to say as a disclaimer that if you are easily offended, I would just please don't watch it because it's not gonna skirt around subjects or be nice. I'm just gonna be blunt and to the point because people are too nice about this. They just maybe are like, oh, maybe you should be a little nicer. Just maybe don't do that next time. But that's not gonna work. You have to tell these people they're being rude and that person who they're talking to, it's never gonna like them if they shove all of their beliefs and opinions down their throat. And if I'm looking at right here, my computer's right here, and it has crap that I want to talk about on it. So in case you're wondering, the shipping thing that I'm part of, I guess you could say I'm part of Teen Wolf because I watch it, and Awkward because I watch it, but I don't really think Awkward has that much of a thing anymore now that it's just kind of Maddie and Jenna. Before it was Jake and Maddie and Jenna, and then Teen Wolf is obviously Styles and Derek Steric or whatever, which I think is so funny, and still Lydia, I think, and then whatever Lydia and Jackson was, but he's gone now, so it doesn't matter. And all of that crap, but the main one that I would be a part of would be the One Direction one, and this is probably right now, in terms of pop culture, in entertainment business, the most diverse shipping community. I mean, if you're just talking about within the band members, there are 10 ships just within that alone. And then you add the girlfriends or the beards or whatever you want to think, and the rumored people, and I'm looking at my poster, sorry, and the friends that they're linked with, like Nick Grimshaw, Josh Devine, yada yada yada, Ed Sheeran. I don't know if there's actual ships for that. I hope not. Good lord, but yeah. And honestly, I just what I ship is I was a part. Let's just put it this way: I was a part of a very large ship in the One Direction community, and I really loved it. And then something happened. I think there was a lack of hope for me anymore because, I always thought it was my OTP, One True Pairing, Tumblr language, if you don't know, but I just never felt connected to the level that a lot of people who had blogs on Tumblr and things like that felt connected, in a way, if that makes sense. And I don't know when I decided to do it, but I just sort of unplugged myself from Tumblr and things like that for a week, because things were happening and I was just fine with leaving it to the side. And then I stumbled upon, I don't know how, I can't think of how, but I stumbled upon Stop One Direction Management, right? And they believe that Larry and that ZM are real. And they say they have proof and such. And then as I'm reading this, I've kind of become a unopinionated third party in this for some reason, because I kind of read it as, I'm not a shipper. I'll just say this. I was a huge Larry shipper. I'm just going to read this as a person who wants to be educated on management and such. And as I was reading it, I realized, there's so much things that are read into and overanalyzed. I mean, there are some really obvious things with Larry and I guess ZM too, that make them look like they're a couple, but there there's thousands of things that are overanalyzed so much. Like those stupid, what are they called? Are they I think they're even called analyzations or something like that are so annoying. It's just a picture and they're like, look at the love in their eyes. I'm like, I'm sorry, but that just blows it so out of proportion. And just like, if you just take a look at the bigger picture of this, like, there are, I just want to say this. There are 10 ships within just the band members. I guess I'm gonna mostly be addressing One Direction shippers, but just take all of this advice and apply it to your shipping community too if you're not in One Direction. But I'm assuming most of the people that are gonna see this are gonna be One Direction shippers, but whatever. And there's 10 ships, and yes, they're all gay, so if you have an issue with that, please leave because you're an asshole. Sorry. But, there's 10 ships within them, right? And if your ship is real, let's say you think Zium is real, okay, so you think Zium is real. Immediately, 6 other ships are not real. Just let that sink in for a minute. Yeah. And you're like, why does that matter to me right now, probably? Well, there's millions, hundreds of millions, I would even say that, of people in the One Direction fandom, which means there's millions of shippers at each ship. And if you take a look and you say, the 1 million of us are right, but the 9-10 million of them are all wrong. Just think about that and just see, like, there's so many people who claim so many different things, and when it comes down to it, I really don't think it's our business. So I think the main message is, like, ship privately. If you're going to ship, great. Please keep it on Tumblr. Tumblr is the mecca of ships. It's great if you want to go for shipping things. Like, when I was this huge ass Larry shipper, I followed all of them. And I'm not a Larry shipper anymore. I completely believe they could totally be in a relationship, and I think it's adorable, and I'm so for it if they're happy and together and great. Sure. But that's how I feel about all of them too now. I've kind of been a unsubjective third party now because I just want them to be happy. I always say I ship happiness. I need a GIF for that, or if you say GIF, whatever, but I say GIF for that because I think that's adorable. I ship happiness because it's so true, and people just need to shut up. Like, it's so cool. I have so many blogs, like, I don't know if you guys, Color Me Nary, Deluded Larry, these are contradicting ships, but they're great blogs. Style and Pixie, I think that's what it's called, and I don't know how to say some of them. And I can go on and on with all of these blogs that I love, like Style One Direction Management. I love them, but I have decided to kind of shut off my shipping mechanism because I think, like, if I was them, so Louis and Harry are in a relationship, let's just say that. Okay, well, you're also shipping Neri and Zeri and Leary and Zeus, or Zooey, whatever you say, and Nui or Newis, and Nia, oh wait, no, and Lilo, whatever. There are the 6 ships that you're immediately saying that are immediately wrong, right? So they're in a relationship and they have to listen to millions of people who are the shippers of those 6 ships telling them that those 2 boys should be in a relationship and not the 2 ones who actually are. And yes, there's some people who think they're in a relationship, but I just really think keep it to yourself, talk to all your friends about it. But if you even dare to, like, I will attack people who attack any of the boys about it. Like, for example, when Louis tweeted Larry is bullshit, and then that girl who was a Larry shipper committed suicide. I don't know if this is 100% true, but that's what I heard around the time. And then somebody tweeted Harry, like, look what you did, or some ridiculous things like that. I could be completely misinformed, but that's what I heard, because then I saw tweets, like, pictured tweets or whatever, screenshotted tweets of, and back to the girl, like, this is not Harry's fault, Harry didn't do anything, didn't tell the girl, like, and that just disgusted me. And also when people send hate to the beards, if that's what you think they are, or the girlfriends, whatever you think, I'm not going to really share a lot of my opinions on this. I mean, you might be able to tell, but I I'm not gonna do it just because I feel like they're actual people, and we could be really playing with people's feelings here, guys. And although they may seem untouchable and like they don't give a shit, they probably give a whole lot of shits, but they just don't show it. So, um, what was I saying? So like, um, I just really, oh yeah, and if you send hate to Eleanor or things like that in your relationship, that disgusts me. I am sorry, but like, you are not allowed to do that. That was never allowed. If Eleanor is a beard, it's her job or what she's doing, and she's probably actually really close to Louis as a friend, or they could actually be dating. And I'm not gonna share my opinion about that, but I mean, it is possible in some realm, right? Everything is possible, and I would just like to say, okay, as you can probably tell, I have like really bad trust issues in real life, so to put my faith and trust in like some ship that could be easily that made up, I think I was getting so far deep into it that when I removed myself, I realized that like when they weren't talking and stuff, it was hurting me, but I didn't even know these people. So no matter how much I think I know them and how much I want to talk about them being together, quote unquote, um, and I think they are, I think some of those ships might be real. No, but like I just can't, at this point, I just don't want to put my faith in something that could be so easily crushed because you could be playing with relationships and feelings. I mean, what if they're all straight, that would surprise me, I'm sorry, but like, if they were all straight, and it would just be weird. And, yeah, oh, this annoys me, sorry, I forgot to talk about this. When people say they know this ship is real, right? They don't or don't claim to have any proof, which that's another thing, but and then they go and say, oh, I know they're together. They're definitely together. You know, this and that, like these huge positive claims that are basically saying they somehow psychically know these two people are together. And yes, I admit that I sometimes am like, hey, look, they like each other, and then I'm completely wrong, or sometimes I'm completely right, but about friends and the crap. But that you do not get to say you know, because if you say you know, that just brings it to a whole nother level of you looking completely stupid when you find out it's not. And the worst feeling for me, right above disappointment, because disappointment is terrible, but right above it, the worst feeling ever is stupidity. I never want to feel stupid, and so the fact that like, what if like you became friends with them, or that One Direction, whatever, out of some miraculous thing, and they told you that none of this shit's real or something like that. Like, honestly, I would just feel so stupid to the point of like, I just have to remove myself at a certain point. Like, guys, I love the ships. I ship happiness, like I said. Any of them together, as long as they're happy, is great. I have ones that I prefer. I have ones that I think are real, and I have the ones that I want to be real and things like that. But, I mean, I am a shipper, but I'm not gonna act like I know. And you really don't. Like, that's just the bottom line. You really don't. And how would you feel if I was looking at you and your best friend? Okay, let's pretend you're a girl and you're straight, and I said you're straight or whatever sexuality you are, and you had a best friend who's also a girl, and I said, oh, you guys are together, you guys look at each other and laugh all the time, and you were definitely together. I ship you, and when you guys have boyfriends, I say, oh my god, beard, get away, and I send hate to them. Like, what? Like, I'm at this point where people are unhealthily obsessed with other people's relationships, and as long as you don't bring it to the point of like that's your life. Like, if you claim Larry or Zary or Nary, or I'm saying all hairy ones, or anybody, is your life or some shit, it's like, what if it's not real? I just have to say that, and I know what if it's not a way to live life and shit. So you're basically saying, what if it's real? Every day of your life, you're basically taking a risk. And on something that could be so wrong, and I honestly just don't know. Like, I just really think people should stop claiming they know something that they don't. And on to, like, people having proof and shit. People say tons of trustworthy people say they believe in stop One Direction management and the proof that they apparently have. Until they email me those pictures or videos or whatever the hell they have, or until somebody else does. I mean, whether that be them kissing or saying I love you, or like acting like a couple, or like claiming to be together, or interviewed about it, or some shit, whatever the proof is. I don't really know what other kind of proof there could be, but I'm not gonna believe it, because you could so easily say you have something on the internet. For example, Stop One Direction Management's whole story is built on the fact that they claimed to have Larry proof or something, right? And then I read the master post a long time ago. They claimed somebody claimed one of their friends or them or something claimed to have proof about Larry, and management emailed them about it and hacked into their Skype and shit. And they never even had it. They were just like trying to bait management. So the fact that they say that and then they go, "Oh yes, we have proof, it's real," it's just kind of like, okay. I'm just like, and then there's hundreds of other blogs that I've seen that say they have proof, especially Larry, but Zium's the one that's growing too. I feel bad for Niall in this situation if those two are really real. Like, poor Niall. I saw that picture that was like, on a scale from 1 to Niall Horan, how left out do you feel? And I was like, that is amazing. Okay. Yeah, what if it was you? I just want you to think about that for a minute. What if it was you in this situation? I already gave that, analogy thing about you and your friend. It would just, um, it's none of your business. It is really none of your business when it comes down to it. And I'm just talking about, it's cool if you have a blog. I'm not hating on you. I just named blogs earlier that I absolutely adore. Still follow them and stuff. And I would love to be best friends with some of those people, but I just don't think you should go to the boys and tell them about your love for them and another boy in a relationship, or them and another girl in a relationship. Like, okay, they don't care. And oh, some people who are like, the only reason I stay in this fandom is because of this ship. I'm just like, please exit the fandom then. Please leave. You don't even have the right to ship something if you're not a fan of them. Because that whole idea, that whole concept of like loving the ship but not the fandom is stupid, because you don't belong in a fandom that you don't like. And if you're a shipper, people who are basically like, oh, it's the same thing. That girl who had Harry sing at our birthday party and was like, I don't like One Direction, but I like Harry, and was rubbing it in all the Directioners' faces and stuff like that. It's just like, I just don't get what the point is. It's all of the boys or nothing. It's their career or nothing. It's like, you can't support a ship that could possibly not even be real, but not like the people, because that's I mean, you can, but you shouldn't, because it's like that's stupid, and you're just, or people who, like, it's just like people who get tickets who just want to see like them because they think they're hot, or just like Harry, or just like one of the boys, or and get tickets to the concert and are taking them away from a Directioner who like was crying or some shit. And I said that thing about the girl who committed suicide, and if you hurt yourself, or you are thinking about hurting yourself or something, and one of the things that fuels you is these ships, like, I just want to tell you, please put your faith somewhere else, even if it looks like there's nothing. There's something else to put your faith in, because you should not put your faith in things that are that breakable, because it's scary, and I've done it before. Not only with ships, but with people who were really untrustworthy and stupid. I put all my faith in it, and I knew it was stupid. I knew that it could break easily, and then it did, and it it shattered. It didn't just break. And so, and if you are even, actually, regardless, if you're even thinking about hurting yourself or any of that, I want to talk to you. That's one of my goals in life. I want to be, I just, I don't want to freak you out by saying that I'm going to be like a psychology major and stuff when I go to college, but Like, that's not, I don't want to study your mind. I just want to help you, because I've had instances in my life with friends, family, people I know who have hurt themselves or committed suicide. I know people in the fandom who have, and, you know, I went through a really rough time. Not a lot of people know about it. I'm not going to go in details about it, but I just think that I would just love to talk to anyone who needed to someone to talk to. And please don't hurt yourself over a ship. Like, it sounds stupid to like outliers, but I understand how much they mean to you, and I would just love to talk to you. So, oh, and also let's talk about, just side, I was kind of serious, but let's talk about, like, and this isn't a very funny video. Like, I'm usually kind of a hey jokes person, but I don't really wanna. I just think it needs to be talked about, but stuff like that. Okay. And the blame game is what I wrote down. Like, people who blame whole entire ships for the shitty people within them. Like, the Larry fandom is just, the Larry ship or whatever is just a perfect example of that. People are like, you ruined Louis and Harry's relationship. They aren't allowed to be friends anymore. This, and they're calling out this whole millions of groups of people when it was really probably under 100 people who did it. And it really pisses me off, because I don't like being blamed for things that I didn't do. You can ask my friends about it. I will go apeshit because it's stupid. Like, if you are innocent, you should not be shown as guilty. Like, innocent till proven guilty. So if you're going to blame me for something, you better have a lot of bitchin' proof to back it up, or else you're done. I'm gonna cut a bitch. And I mean, chances are, guys, that this is affecting them in a way that we can't even imagine. Whether or not the relationships are real or not, it's like affecting relationships that are just friendships, just everything. And I mean, I'll probably do more videos about, in detail about shit like this, but like, I'm just done with immature shippers, because you're stupid. I'm so sorry, but anything you say is not gonna change crap. If you say, oh, they should come out, oh my god, I love them, that's not gonna make them come out. It's all management, or mostly their decision at that too. So I just wanted to make this message to say, I love you guys, and I love the fandom, and I love the boys, but back off. And please keep it to Tumblr, or just keep it away from the boys' faces, because they don't deserve to be slandered and just covered in things that are possibly quite lies. So, they're lovely people, regardless of if I've met them or not. I just have a feeling that they are, and I just really, really don't think you should mess up their personal life because you feel like you know about it when you haven't even met them. So, I hope you're not pissed at me. Some of you probably are, but yep, bye.